Let's talk about the war on speedboats, where it appears the United States might have blown up a dairy farm in Ecuador.
Yeah, so there's two more speedboats actually that the U.S. military blew up, killed I think six people, and left one survivor who was picked up by the Coast Guard. New York Times reported, and this goes back to a claim that the U.S. military made earlier this month when it announced that it was entering into a partnership with the Ecuadorian military to counter drug trafficking in that country, claimed to have, in collaboration with the Ecuadorians, destroyed what it called a drug traffickers training camp. According to the New York Times, what actually happened was they destroyed a cattle farm, a dairy farm, based on interviews with the owner of the farm, workers, local residents, and community leaders, human rights lawyers, all said this was a dairy farm, not a drug trafficker's encampment. It's not even clear to what extent the U.S. military was actually involved in this. The story that the Times got was basically that the Ecuadorian military showed up at this farm on March 3rd, rounded up the workers, tortured a few of them, and then burned several of the buildings, doused them in gasoline, and set them on fire on the farm, and then came back a couple of days later in a helicopter to drop a few explosives on the charred ruins, filming all the while. So they punched that up and released it and said, "Look, we blew up this awful place." Turns out that they blew up a dairy farm, apparently. So, good for them. I'm also gratified to see that just because they can't tell the difference between a drug encampment and a dairy farm, that hasn't stopped them from blowing up these boats on the flimsiest of evidence and killing people routinely.